Good evening, parents, guardians, and care providers. Family members, friends, and students, welcome to the 2025 National Honor Society induction ceremony for the class of 2026. Come snow, rain, wind, or worse, we've made it. My name is Sarah Reif, and I get to serve as the advisor of the National Honor Society. I'm also a counselor here at Alexandria Area High School. A big thank you to all for being here and for those who helped put this ceremony together, including current NHS members, the NHS Executive Council, AAHS staff, custodians, and school administrators. This evening we celebrate an outstanding group of students who strongly represent our 4 pillars of the National Honor Society: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Students, you have been accepted into this membership because of both your representation of and commitment to these 4 pillars with your applications and sharing. Here to share about each pillar, as well as what to expect from your NHS experience in more depth, are our current NHS Executive Board members, Lane Complin, Lydia Oldenkamp, and Max Chin. Faith Odlin, unfortunately, was not able to be with us tonight because she had previous commitments due to the change in our night. These members were all voted into this governing body from their senior peers after sharing about their strong desire and willingness to lead, and what a great job they did. As an aside, each student here could have that opportunity if they are interested. After the students each speak on their pillars, they will light a candle as a symbol of each pillar's significance.
Hello, and thank you for allowing me to be part of this year's National Honor Society induction ceremony. My name is Lane Complin, and I'm honored to speak to you tonight about the pillar of scholarship. Scholarship is more than just good grades or acing a test. It's a mindset, one that reflects a deeper dedication to growth, curiosity, and perseverance. You're here tonight because you've consistently chosen to rise to the academic challenge. That means late night studying, asking questions in class, and continuing to push yourself when it would have been easier to quit. But scholarship isn't just about academic excellence. It's about loving the process of learning. It's understanding that every subject, whether it excites you or challenges you, teaches you something about the world and something about yourself. And in a world that's constantly evolving, the desire to learn becomes one of the most powerful tools that you can carry. Some days, scholarship might look like earning an A on a test. Other days, it might just be showing up, doing your best, and refusing to give up, even when it's hard. Each of those moments matters. As you move forward in your journey, not just through school, but through life, I encourage you to hold on to that drive. Let your curiosity lead you, let your setbacks teach you, and let your pursuit of knowledge shape not only your future, but the future of the people and communities around you. And I now light this candle to illuminate your path of scholarship.
As previously mentioned, Faith was not able to make it tonight, so I will be reading the speech that she prepared on her behalf. Good evening. My name is Max Chin. It's an honor to stand before you today as one of the presidents of our National Honor Society chapter. I was asked to talk about the pillar of leadership tonight, which, believe me, is no small task. Leadership is one of those words that gets thrown out a lot, but what does it actually mean? Does it mean giving motivational speeches, bossing people around, having all the answers, or is it something deeper? Something that goes beyond just a title or position. This fall, Mark Watkins spoke to our business caps class about his life lessons and said something that really stuck with me. He said, "The needs of the team always exceed the needs of the leader." The more I thought about it, the more I realized how true it is. Leadership isn't about the power or titles. It's about service. It's about lifting others up, making sure everyone has what they need to succeed, and sometimes putting the team's needs above your own. I've been lucky to take on a few leadership roles throughout high school, whether it was a tennis captain, an ambassador, a DECA cabinet member, or an NHS executive leader. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that being a leader isn't about standing in front, it's about standing with. It's about checking in with your teammates and making sure they are moving towards their goals, giving feedback to first-year DECA members on their projects, and being the person people can turn to for guidance. Tonight, as we welcome new members into NHS, I challenge all of you to embrace leadership in your own way. whether that means leading a team, mentoring a friend, or simply setting an example through your actions. Remember, leadership isn't about being in charge, it's about making a difference. I now light this candle to illuminate your path of leadership.
Those are going to be hard to follow up, but hello to all. I am Lydia Olenkamp, one of this year's 4 presidents of the National Honor Society. I am grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this ceremony with you all. Of the 4 pillars of NHS, service is a testament to our commitment to ourselves and to those around us. It is a pillar that this next year is all about for these upcoming seniors, and I encourage you all to think about it not as a requirement, but as an opportunity. Service is more than an obligation. It is a calling. It is the understanding that titles do not determine our impact on the world. It is our impact on others. True service means being leaders, upholding integrity, and recognizing that our greatest purpose is in the good we do for others. My idea of service has changed in many ways over the years. As some may or may not know, I plan to attend a military academy in a few short months. The prospect of essentially devoting my life to service has made me rethink what it's all about. I'm reminded that service is not just something we do, it is who we are. It is woven into the fabric of our character, shaping us into leaders who put others before ourselves. As you all strive to serve others in this upcoming year of NHS, please remember that service is not a duty but a privilege. It is the chance to leave the world better than we found it, and that is a legacy worth striving for. I now light this candle to illuminate your path of service.
All right. Out of the 4 pillars of National Honor Society, I believe that character is the hardest to quantify. To assess scholarship, we can look at grades. To assess leadership, we can look at extracurriculars and community involvement. And the presence of every student here is a hopeful indicator of lifelong commitments to service. But how do we assess character? Character is not something that can be measured. Instead, it is something that is proven, day in and day out, from the littlest exchanges to the biggest, most defining moments. Character is not something that anyone definitively has or doesn't have, but instead something that's tested every day with every interaction. True character is most apparent when the stakes are high. Can you take responsibility for your actions and face the consequences? Can you choose kindness and risk standing apart? And can you do what's right when you have everything to lose? Character is how you act at the intersection of self-interest and your respect for others. It's about not stepping on others to raise yourself, considering the impacts of your actions on those around you. Character is especially important because it is, in short, how you are going to be remembered. People will likely not remember your achievements. They won't remember your successes. They will remember your actions, your intentions, your character. As members of NHS, you're expected to do many things. You're expected to maintain your academic success. You're expected to be leaders in all you do. You're expected to serve and give back to your community. And most importantly, you are expected to be people of character. I ask all of you to act with character in mind, and when in doubt, ask yourself, how do I want to be remembered? I now light this candle to illuminate your path of character.
Let's hear it for our current NHS members. Thank you to each of you executive board members for sharing thoughtful perspectives. Scholarship, leadership, service, character. Each and every one of you already exudes each of these qualities, which is why you were invited here this evening. You've shown through the course of your time at Alexandria Area High School and through your entire time in District 206 that you are and will continue to be great examples of these traits. In a little over a year, if all goes according to plan, we will be back here in our gym with you all wearing a distinctive cap and gown to celebrate one of life's greatest milestones. Now, we don't want to fast forward too quickly, mostly so as not to create too much emotion or panic in parents and families tonight, but this time will fly by. The actions that you continue to display from here on out, because to be clear, as of tonight, you are officially members of the National Honor Society, and therefore all expectations apply starting now, will hold you to a very high standard. It does not stop after graduation. Once you are a member, you are always a member of National Honor Society. The hope and expectation is that you uphold these traits throughout the remainder of your life. Not to sound overly dramatic, but it is true. I just recently lost my grandmother. Her name was Deloyne Nelson, and she was 96 years old. She was a woman of very deep conviction and strong moral character, mixed with a little bit of spice. If you'd like any stories about Deloyne, please find me after. Upon looking through some of her life's greatest treasures in her beloved jewelry box, I stumbled upon something that was of extreme value to her and now to me, her National Honor Society pin. This important gem stayed close to her throughout her entire life. It came to represent all that was important to her, as my mother's did to her and mine to me. Although the pin itself is merely an object, the idea of what it represents is the most important. Upholding these 4 pillars throughout your remaining time here at Alexandria Area High School and beyond is truly what matters. You will stumble and you will make mistakes along the way, but holding on to these core values should serve as your anchor from here on out. In a few short moments, you will hear your name read and come up to receive your certificate. You will then sign a book that dates back over almost a century. Honestly, this relic is an absolute treasure. The first entry in this book, because now we have 2, there's been so many, this one goes through 1995. This legacy that you are now entering dates back to 1993. My guess is that the first 17 members of Alexandria's National Honor Society, Harriet, Bill, Naomi, Milford, John, Mavis, Muriel, Ruth, Esther, Pearl, Eleanor, Virginia, Helene, Arnold, Moritz, Carol, and Helen held tight to these pillars and obligations throughout their life. And now I hope that all 115 of you will do the same. We will now complete the process of induction into the National Honor Society. Students, each row will stand as the one before you is complete. As your name is called, please come forward to receive your certificate. Once you've done that, please circle around to add your name to the record book in this time-honored tradition. We'll ask that applause be held until the very end. First row, please rise.
Brody Adelman, Travis Anderson, Sydney Backlund, Celia Baki, Ava Barton, Brendan Behrens, Aaron Birkas, Mia Black, Allison Bowe, Rowan Basil, Miles Breitzman, Damian Brazina, Scotland Brown, Brendan Bryce, Miles Bryce, Madeline Buck, Cora Bumgardner, Markel Berginer, Luke Christensen, Grace Krauser, Lars Dahl, Finnegan Dahlside, Jackson Dutcher, Lillian Dutton, Libby Ellert, Brady Empter, Finley Erickson Selman, Madison Erickson, Nolan Fettig,
Carson Getch, Lauren Getch, Samara Gretch, Lucy Gustafson, Liliana Gilson, Jenna Hagdorn, oh. Satori Halby, Annika Hogg, Danica Hagen, Kate Hennessy, Quinn Hills, Thomas Henricks, Logan Holtz, Addie Hoven, Linnea Hoven, Mason Hubner, Zachary Iverson, Campbell Jensen, Annalise Johnson, Nolan Johnson, Ava Jones, Brooklyn Jerchenko, Samuel Kalina, Madison Kane, Easton Klimick, Danica Klug, Peyton Core, Camden Costers, and Jeffrey Krantz.
Marika Vitt, Kennison Lambrecht, Madeline Langendorfer, Ashley Lanus, Sawyer Larson, Ainsley Lehman, Jacob Lewine, Nolan Lucy, Ashley Lubin, Dominic Moss, Andrew Mayer, Holly Meyer, Victoria Myers, Elizabeth Mills, Isabella Nye, Addison Newman, Brianna Olson, Carter Olson, Autumn Pazernick, Colton Persons, Julian Ramos, Cadence Rio, Sullivan Rooney, Quinlan Sayer, Abigail Scheller, Grace Schogel, Molly Schmidt, Rylan Schmidt, Ailey Schultz.
Nicholas Schultz, Jersey Severson, Madeline Severson, Isaac Seward, Laurel Siegel, Lacey Sierra, Cadence Simon, Mary Sprengler, Hope Stark, Ellen Stein, Elizabeth Stika, Kendall Swenson, Riley Thompson, Skylar Thorson, Logan Tim, Joliana Tung, Christian Ernest, William Wagner, Amaya Waldorf, Abby Walt, Griffin Wimmer, Jackson Worth, Kendall Wolf, Evan Zabel, Auden Zeller, Ning Zhang, Meadow Zimpel, and Olivia Zollner.
Is anybody else as tired as I am? That was a real quick turn of events. We went from non-members to members, and timing is quick. We will let them go through. They are actually actively citing this book right now. Like I said, I have the one up here that dates from 1933 all the way until 1995, and the book they're citing right now is 1996 through present times. There's lots and lots of names in there. In fact, some names from people that are probably sitting right in this room. As we let them finish out signing, if you would take a look at your program, we are actually going to together, once they're all done, so this might take a little bit of time, we will go read the pledge together. So if you are a member of the National Honor Society, because like I said, once you are a member, you are always a member, you can recite this with us when it comes to the time. Well, we went through the names so fast that they got up there so fast that there wasn't time to do both things. That's okay. Not the case. Thank you all for your patience. These guys have waited in 2 long lines now tonight. We had them wait out there for quite a while, and now they waited here. So good job to everyone. At this time, I ask all newly inducted NHS members of the class of 2026, please rise together. We will now collectively recite the National Honor Society pledge all together as found on your member program. Anyone out of the audience, feel free to join us as well. NHS pledge. I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the Alexandria Area High School chapter of the National Honor Society. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Let's hear for the class of 2026's newly accomplished. Congratulations to all of the newly inducted members and their families on this high honor. Please join us in the Commons to greet your newly inducted National Honor Society member following their recessional out, and join us for refreshments to celebrate. Thank you again for joining us this evening. Please enjoy your night.